on page Chafalef, the middle of Sif Daled, where it says, Ach Hadayin Tzarech Lahavin.
However, it's still necessary.
So what we learned yesterday was, the Rebbe explains, how is it possible for Moshe Rabbeinu to connect and to reveal in the soul of every single Yid that he could have the same kind of sensitivity and connection like there is in the Neshamas Da'atzilus, that have that recognition and feeling and connection of Das Elyon. The Neshamas of Biyah could also have the same kind of connection. What's the pshat in that? How is it possible? So the Rebbe explained, because the shaydish of the Neshama of every single Yid comes from Eiver Anar. In Pasuk it says that Yidden are called Ivri, and it's hinted at right over here in the Parashik. He's Sikna Eved Ivri, because every single Yid comes from Eiver Anar. Eiver Anar refers to a place that's higher than any pirud that there is in the world of Biyah. Eiver Anar refers to a place that's even higher than Atzilus. So therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu is merely revealing the source and the true identity of who the Yid is. When now the Rebbe continues in the next paragraph, could we ignore the guf? Could we ignore the fact that a Yid, the Neshama, descends into a physical body, and that's part of his existence as well? Doesn't the physical body pose a challenge for the person in his Avodas Hashem?
Best to ignore it.
Huh?
Best to ignore
Best to ignore it. Let's see. That's it. Who pays attention to the guf? The question still remains. All of this, everything we explained till here, how Moshe Rabbeinu is able to reveal the essence of the Yid, is only looking at it from the perspective of the Neshama. Since the source of the Neshama comes from Eiver Anar, higher than any pirut that there is once it comes out, it's from Eiver Anar, from the other side of the river. So we understand how it's possible that Moshe Rabbeinu should draw and reveal in the neshamas of all Yidden a das, a feeling, an understanding, a connection to godliness. Aval harei in the Matan Torah hu the neshamas begufim dafke. Matan Torah is the Eibush giving Torah to who? To the neshamas in Atzilus? No. The Eibush is giving the Torah to the neshamas here physically in this world. The main purpose of bringing das to all Yidden that the neshamas here, as they are functioning and enclosed in a physical body, here in this guf, they should sense and feel that connection. How is it possible that Moshe Rabbeinu could draw this level of das to the Yidden mitzad their guf as well? The lashon of the Rebbe here is mitzad guf adam. Even from the guf's perspective, the way the guf sees things, the guf has a different perspective than the neshama. The neshama has a very high shaydish. So once the neshama comes down into this world and it goes through various levels of development until it comes and reaches into this physical world, so the neshama is disconnected to some extent from its source, and Moshe Rabbeinu reconnects it. Okay, that's the neshama, because the neshama has its source lamaila, so it could reconnect. But the guf, the point is not that the neshama should be talking to the guf. The guf alone should come to that conclusion. The guf alone should understand it from its perspective. If it's just the neshama talking over the guf, and like you said, ignoring the guf, so then the guf itself never gets the message. The real point of Matan Torah is that the guf itself should feel it. The guf itself should get it. How could that happen? And so the answer is Shigama Guf Shorshim Ibchinazu. Ultimately, even the physical guf, its source above is coming from a very high place, from Eiver Anar, or somewhere in that area of Eiver Anar. Shaharei Shayrish Aguf Umirepach Netzaitzen Dailamatayu Shushmiter Rishaina. The source of the guf comes from the same place where the 288 sparks come from the world of Tayu, and the world of Tayu is also called Shmita Rishaina. The existence of the world that existed before the world that we're living in now comes from a higher reality, a completely different place that's removed of the physical entity that the body is here below. Just like it is regarding all of the sparks of godliness that fall into this world, there was a shviras hakelim that the sparks fell from a very high place to a very low place. The very fact that the guf is so low is an indication that it begins in a very high source, and the fact that it ends up in this place so low is not something that happens in a regular, direct hemshich. It happens b'derech shvira, b'derech nefila, like something that falls from a very high place. And because it's falling with such a force, because it comes from a very high place, so it falls down with a very strong force, and it ends up landing in a very far and low place. The fact that the guf comes down to such a low place means that it must have an even higher shadish, actually, than the neshama itself. So here the Rebbe doesn't distinguish between the neshama and the guf. He says just like the neshama has a high shadish, the guf also does. But as we know, in other places it says that in fact the guf has an even higher shadish than the neshama. And when Mashiach comes, that itself will be revealed. The mila of the guf over the neshama. So since the guf as well also has a source in this world of Shemitah Rishayna, previous existence, a higher level, me'ever anar, from the other side of the river. You could reveal even in the guf itself that it should appreciate this connection. It should understand from its own perspective this connection. Al Yidei Moshe. This is coming to the person, this is being revealed in the person, both in his neshama and in his guf, through Moshe Rabbeinu. However, Milosh and Akosov. Now let's go back to the pasuk that we began with the Maamar. So what's the actual lashon of the pasuk? Ve'ela mishpatim asher tasim lefneihem. These are the mishpatim that you should place in front of all of them. Lefneihem stam. The term that's used in the pasuk is lefneihem. All of them. Doesn't make any distinction between one yid, another yid, a higher level, a lower level. It includes everybody in the same category. Lefneihem stam. Mashma, so from this it seems, she'inyin zeh koya klolis Yisrael. What the pasuk here is speaking about, that this is what you should place in front of them, refers to all Yidden collectively as one. Hainu loy rak hanashamas d'zera beheime, referring not only to those neshamas that have a deficiency, so to speak, in their feeling, in their connection, and they need Moshe Rabbeinu to ignite their souls, they need Moshe Rabbeinu to reveal their connection. When it says lefneim, it includes everybody. It includes even those neshamas that are on the level of Zera Adam. So the question is, what are they lacking? Seemingly, it's well understood regarding those neshamas that are on the level of Zera Behema, and they're lacking in that das, which is that connection. So Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that reveals the shaydish of their neshama and reveals the connection and the feeling that the neshama has. But those neshamas that are on the level of Zera Adam, that have the das, that have that feeling and connection on their own, they don't have to rely on Moshe Rabbeinu for that. What is Moshe Rabbeinu adding? What is Moshe Rabbeinu bringing to them? Tasim lefneim. What's Moshe Rabbeinu giving them? Why does the pasuk include everybody, that everyone has to receive from Moshe Rabbeinu? If your neshama has a deficiency in its feelings, so then it needs the hashpah from Moshe Rabbeinu. But if you're okay on your own, so you're self-sufficient. You don't need the hashpah from Moshe Rabbeinu. So what's the pshat in Asher Tasim Lefneim? So the answer is there's something deeper over here. Regarding the level of das, the connection that Moshe Rabbeinu reveals in the neshama, there are two layers to this. Up until here, we're talking generally about Moshe Rabbeinu revealing the feeling and the connection and the recognition that a neshama has. But really, there are two layers in this. There's the das that a person can have, the connection that a person develops after he understands, after he learns, after he knows the chachma and the bina, the way we explained it before. Das and the spheres only follows chachma and bina. That's the process. First you get the point, and then you bring it into the details, and you have the full understanding. When a person has the thorough understanding of something, then he can bring it close to himself. Then there could be das. If you don't have the understanding, so then what you're feeling, what you're connecting to, you don't even really have the appreciation what it is b'chlal. So there's stages. The first thing is chachma, then comes bina, only then comes das. That's the kind of das we were talking about tiller. Only after the person understands the concept. Now you have to take that concept to heart. You have to apply it and connect it to yourself. That recognition and that connection is only possible once you're fully understanding the concept, the idea. After the clarity and the appreciation of the concept, then you could drive it home to yourself and bring it into your heart. However, then there's a level of das which is completely on a different level. There's a level of das that's beyond what a person understands with his intellect. When a person comes to recognize and appreciate and connect the very essence, the very essence of the Eibishter is not something that could be comprehended. It's not something that we can understand with Chochmah and Bina. Whether understanding it directly or understanding it indirectly, when you negate what it's not, when you can appreciate how great the Eibishter is and knowing who he's not, that he doesn't have this limitation, he doesn't have another limitation, and there's nothing that limits him, so by understanding what it's not, you could appreciate how great the Eibishter is. So whether understanding directly different ideas in the Spheres Lamaila or indirectly, the Gamle Baskala, there's nothing in the Chochmah, in the level of Chochmah, even to get the point, even on the level of Chochmah, the Eibishter, the Etzem of the Eibishter is not something that a person can reach. Uba rak ba'akara. This is something that the essence of the neshama of the Yid recognizes. Has a recognition, a direct connection, a direct recognition without any understanding, beyond understanding. It's the essence of the neshama that connects directly to the essence. Yes, this is the concept of Amunah, but we're talking about over here about Amunah that comes with Pnimiyus, the Amunah that comes on a level of Akara. Amunah is an expression that's makiftik, that's very, very, that's the neshama without a Hakara. The Amunah that comes down in a Hakara. Regarding this level of das, it says, this expression that we see from different places in Sifrei Kabbalah or Sifrei Chakirah, Tachlis HaYediyah Shaloi Nedacha. The real das, the real recognition of the Eibishter is not when a person understands with seichel. The real understanding is shaloi nedacha, that the person comes and realizes that he doesn't know anything. And it's just a connection of the essence of his soul to the essence of the Eibishter. The hainu akaras etzem, recognizing and connecting to the very essence. So this is a completely different kind of level of das. To have the sensitivity and the spiritual connection that there is through Chochmah, through Havana Vasaga, that's one level. The person begins with his understanding. And then you could still remain indifferent, even after a person understands everything, but his farta magushim. He's still here in Olam Haza, and he doesn't connect to the concept that he's learning. That's one level of das. Moshe Rabbeinu provides us and gives us that spiritual sensitivity to appreciate and to be able to take to heart and connect to the ruchnis, the ginyana that we're learning. Although on our own, we're so far from them. But then there's a totally different thing. Moshe Rabbeinu is megala, the etzem of the neshama, that connects to the etzem of the Eibishter beyond any of your understanding at all. So this is something different. Now this level of das, this level of das is something that even those neshamas that are on a level of zera adam, neshamas da atzilus, which have the sensitivity and have the connection, but their connection is not on this level where the very essence of the person is connecting to the very essence of the Eibishter. That's way beyond atzilus. Ki hadas, the neshamas da atzilus, the level of das, the level of connection that even the neshamas of atzilus have, hu b'chinas hadas shal pi hasaga. That's a level of connection based on what they understand, based on their entity that they come to. Even a world of Atzilus, which is so great, and it's within the unity of Hashem. It's not in a place of separation, but still, even the world of Atzilus in Yanahu Giluyim. Atzilus is a place where you have the revelation of Eir Ein Sof. And because of the revelation that's there, so therefore everything is enveloped in the unity of Hashem. But it's still a revelation. It's a place where we define it as a place of giluyim, revelation, and not a place which is concealment. The essence of the Eibishter is not defined by either, not by concealment, not by revelation. The essence of the Eibishter is it. The Eibishter himself is not expressed, defined or with anything. So therefore the world of Atzilus, which is a place where the Eibishter fills all the space, so to speak, the Eibishter's expression of his kaiches, of the spheres, are revealed over there, that's not the essence of the Eibishter. So even those neshamas of Atzilus, they receive from Moshe Rabbeinu that deeper connection, that recognition to the very essence of the Eibishter. Tachlis hayidiyah, the ultimate level of das, shaloi neidacha, where the person understands that he can't understand anything. And it's just a deep connection, a soul connection between him and the Eibishter. So this higher level comes from Moshe Rabbeinu. Mishum shehu mepchines ben hamayim mishisiu, Moshe Rabbeinu was pulled out of the water, which is lamayla mepchines gilu v'helam. The pshat of ben hamayim mishisiu is that Moshe Rabbeinu comes from a place which is connected to the essence of the Eibishter, not connected to any level, not gilu, not helam, is connected to the very essence. L'chein yochel Moshe lahamshich b'chines hakaras ha'etzem gam b'neshamas d'zer adam. Moshe Rabbeinu, when it says Eila mishpatim asher tasim lefneihem, he provides and gives that connection to all Yidden equally. This connection of the very essence of the Eibishter to the essence of the Yid, there's no nafkamina who the Yid is. If it's the connection of das based on the understanding of the person, so everybody understands on their level. Elamai, the sensitivity is lacking in the understanding. So Moshe Rabbeinu adds that ingredient, that whatever you learn, you should be able to take to heart and create a connection. But ultimately the connection is every person different. The premise is my understanding with the sensitivity that Moshe Rabbeinu gives me to that understanding. But when you talk about being mamshech hadas, which is the etzem, the essence of the connection between a soul and the Eibishter, that's something which is equal by all Yidden. Asher tasim lefneim, all Yidden are included in the same category. And everyone is makabel equally from Moshe Rabbeinu. That connection to the essence. There's no mailen one over the other.
This is Lamalam Helem. That's even a higher level than Tohu. Because Tohu is
for sure, absolutely.
So in other words, to the tzaddikim, he gives even from a higher level. For the Bein.
No. But this connection of the essence, Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshech to all Yidden equally. L'gabe, the tzaddikim that are neshamas datzilos, they don't need the lower level of ashpa from das of Moshe Rabbeinu. It's not necessary. They only are receiving from Moshe Rabbeinu the higher level of das. But that higher level of das, Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshech to all Yidden equally. As much as it says lefneim to include even the neshamas datzilos in this level, it also says lefneim to include even the neshamas that beyond this level. Everybody receives this connection where the soul of the Yid recognizes and connects directly to the essence of the Eibishter.
Even tzaddik, even regular tzaddikim other than Moshe Rabbeinu, they're also the level of chachma, which is and he's giving from Tohu, which is like from Arich, which is above. Why isn't that enough? In other words, why is he adding this thing?
I'm not sure what the question is.
In other words,
not sure what the question is.
No, the Tohu itself is above Chachma, which is above Askala and all these things that he talks about.
Not necessarily. No, the Rebbe before added that there's a few different levels of Chachma. There's a Sagas HaChiyuv, there's a Sagas HaShlila, there's all kinds of levels. Anything, as long as you're talking about a level, so it's not the very essence of the Eibishter himself. There's some level of Havana Vasaga that's Shaykh there. Obviously, in a very, very, very sublime level, it's not the kind of Havana Vasaga that you could have in the Chacham Stima, whatever you want to call it, Asagas HaChiyuv, Asagas HaShlila, these are very, very high levels. But Fart, there's an Indian of Vasaga there. There's a concept of Vasaga there. Only regarding the very essence of the Eibishter, which is not expressed, which is not defined in any way, is there no Hasaga whatsoever on any level. And over there, only Moshe Rabbeinu is the one that reveals that connection of the essence in all neshamas of all Yidden.
You could have also answered by tzaddikim that for the goof, not necessarily the goof was nisbarer.
Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying. Okay.
This is because Moshe comes
from a place by tzaddikim, the goof is not teifes makim. Moshe
comes from a place that's higher than
Moshe Rabbeinu has a connection to the essence of the Eibishter. Moshe Rabbeinu is able to draw that essence down.
So this type of akara, which is das, is really that doesn't come through the levels of chachma and bina.
Correct.
So it's a different type of das.
Completely.
We always know das follows chachma
right,
bina.
that's correct. But it says other places in Chassidus that das is above chachma and bina. Yeah? Rebbe doesn't bring it here, huh? Not even at the end of the Maamar. There's two ways how to the Esesphiris. There's two ways where the das is lined up. Either there's chachma and bina, and then follows das afterwards, or if you skip das, then it's before really. It's in keser. then Keser becomes part of the 10 spheres, and Keser includes Das in it above Chachma and Bina.
Which is
That's what he's talking about over here. Yeah.
They are Bina Vaska.
Ah.
They are Bina Vaska.
Right.
So you say Deya before. According to that,
And what's Asko?
Chachma.
Wow, right.
Kesha, you ever heard the expression that's brought in Chassidus? Kesha Keser nimne, eina Das nimne. Kesha Das nimne, eina Keser nimne. Das and Keser are interchangeable. So it's understood based on what he says here. What's really Das? Das is a connection. That's what Das is about. There's a connection that comes after your understanding, and you still feel unassociated with what's going on, but Das creates is that ingredient within Chachma and Bina, following Chachma and Bina. Then there's the connection that supersedes Das. It supersedes Chachma and Bina, or it's beyond that. Comes before the Chachma and Bina. It's a connection of the essence of the Neshama to the essence of the Eibishter. Hinei kishem shenizvayer she'inyan amshachas hadas. So now, just as we explained before, to bring down this level of connection, b'nesham is the zera beheimah, the levels of the neshamas that are on the level of zera beheimah. So we said before, Moshe Rabbeinu is not creating something new. He's just revealing the shaydish of the neshama itself. That's how he could bring this sensitivity even to the neshamas that are on the lowest levels. And as we explained before, this is both true as far as the neshama is concerned, because the shaydish of all neshamas comes from Eiver Anor, from Evehem mitzad Agov, and also mitzad the physical body. So when Moshe Rabbeinu brings and reveals the sensitivity that a Yid should feel, a connection to the Eibishter, it's also true mitzad his Gov, that the shaydish of his Gov comes from Toyu. Al derech zeh, the same is also true, hu be'inyan hamshachas hadas, the tachlis hayidiyah shaloi neidacha b'chlolas haneshamas. The fact that Moshe Rabbeinu can draw this deeper level of das, the level of das where the neshama comes to the recognition that it's connected to the essence of Hashem, beyond any understanding, that also is the shaydish of the neshama itself. Moshe Rabbeinu is not creating something new in the neshama, but that's dear from the shaydish of the neshama. Gam ben neshama is the zera adam, which includes also those neshamas on the higher level of zera adam. Shegam min yizem mitzat sharsham. Moshe Rabbeinu was only revealing what there is in the shaydish of the neshama of the Yid himself. This is understood based on the famous statement that it says in the Medrash, before the Eibishter creates the world, the neshamas of the Yidden enter into the Eibishter's holy thought. Which means, where's the shaydish of the neshamas of all Yidden? And it includes everybody. Including those neshamas that are on a level of zera behema. The source of those neshamas is on the highest level in the Eibish's machshava. So therefore, every neshama you could reveal that original and beginning, the shaydish of the neshama of Yidden, which is within the very essence of the Eibishter. The tachlis hayidiyah shaloi neidacha, the level of das, which is beyond any understanding, beyond any comprehension. Ultimately, this is the shaydish of the neshamas of all Yidden. This is before the Eibishter creates the world. It's also connected to the Maimah Chazal. B'min nimlach b'minish b'seim shal tzadikim. Before the Eibishter creates anything, the Eibishter consults with tzadikim. What's the pshat? The Eibishter consults with tzadikim. The Eibishter doesn't have a doubt regarding his plans. Should I do it? Should he not do it? But the neshamas of tzadikim, the shaydish of the neshamas are there before anything else, and they are the source of everything else. Everything else that exists is chitzonius. The neshamas of tzadikim, which refers to all Yidden, v'amech kolam tzadikim, exist and are rooted in the Eibish's machshava. Just like the idea of machshava by a person is this pnimius that doesn't get revealed to anybody else. So l'mayla also, the neshamas of the Yidden are rooted within the pnimius of the Eibishter before creation.
This is This is basically everyone's Rebbe.
He said before in the Maamar, Rubam kekulam, kamat kulam are zara behema.
So does that mean we don't have the ability to understand?
Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshech and reveals that ability in every yid. That's the kud of this Maamar. That if a person connects to Moshe Rabbeinu, so then Moshe Rabbeinu is megala, the sensitivity in the neshama, to appreciate and drive home to himself what he understands, and even more, that he should be able to connect his very essence to the machshava that his neshama is connected to. Gam in zenim shechal yedei Moshe dafke to reveal the shayrish of the neshama in the machshava of the Eibishter. This also is revealed through Moshe Rabbeinu. Ki b'Moshe meir etzem shalamayla. By Moshe Rabbeinu, that essence, that connection to the essence that's above, is revealed within him. Moshe Koso, where do you see this? Because it says by Moshe Rabbeinu, Sheish meyes elef ragli ha'am asher anoichi bekirbay. Anoichi, there's a revelation of Anoichi in Moshe. Shebekirbay shal Moshe meyer b'chinas Anoichi misha Anoichi atzmusay mohusi barach. The very essence of the Eibishter himself, that is what is revealed in Moshe Rabbeinu. And that is what Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshich to the Sheish meyes elef ragli ha'am. Moshe Rabbeinu connects and reveals that connection to the essence within all the Yidden. And you see another detail here in this pasuk. Shegilui b'chinezu b'Moshe hu al yidei Yisrael dafke. Revealing this in Moshe Rabbeinu himself is through Yidden. This idea is explained in another place. Shegilui anoichi b'kir b'yidei Moshe hu al yidei sheish meis elef raglei ha'am. The revelation of this level of anoichi within Moshe is only through the Yidden, through the Sheish Meis Elef Raglayam. That's what the pasuk is saying. Sheish Meis Elef Raglayam Asher Anoichi Bekirbai. That because Moshe Rabbeinu was amongst all the Yidden, that's a simple pshat of the pasuk. Because Moshe Rabbeinu is amongst all the Yidden, so therefore he has a revelation of Anoichi in him. So Yidden are the ones that reveal in Moshe Rabbeinu the Bechin of Anoichi.
It's two ways.
It's a two-way street, but it's not so posh to understand what it means here. Not so poshet. It's that the Rebbe gives me and I give the Rebbe. The Rebbe is mamshech ta'ayid, the connection to Atzmus, and it's not so posh. It's not the pshat of it. It's not. This inyan is explained in the Maim of Atat Tetzaveh. The Maim of Atat Tetzaveh, Tov Shem Amal, the last Maim that the Rebbe was Magia and gave out to everybody. Over there, that inyan is explained. It's not so poshet. I can't explain it on one foot, but it doesn't mean the way it sounds like with Pashtus over here that this that Moshe Rabbeinu has is all comes me from Yidden, and Moshe Rabbeinu does not have it on its own. It's not the Pashtus pshat. Okay? It's not now to explain this inyan. The Nekude bleibt. Like he says in the entire Maimer, that Moshe Rabbeinu is connected to Atzmos and Mohos, and everything that a Yid has, all the connection that a Yid has to the Eibishter on any level, whether the sensitivity in his understanding, or the connection beyond his understanding, all comes from Moshe Rabbeinu. He's mamshech, the connection to all Yidden, whether Zera Adam, whether Zera Behema. On Ana Moshe Rabbeinu bleibt garnished. That's the code of the Maimer. Okay. Let's finish off this Aiser. V'zeo ve'ela mashpatim mashatasam lefneyem lepnimi yusam. The taich over here is that you mamshich this into the pnimius, which means shemayishu hu amakasher as pnimius anashama in pchinas pnimius atzmus amohosein seif baruch. Moshe Rabbeinu, it's not only that he draws it into the person in a pnimius, but he reveals the pnimius of who the person is. He reveals the pnimius of his neshama that's connected to the very essence of the Eibishter. U'lachein hu amamshich pchinas hadas b'neshamas Yisrael. Moshe Rabbeinu is revealing the das in every yid, the connection ad l'pchinas hadas, the tachlis hayadiyah shalei nedacha, the highest level of das beyond his understanding. The taich over here is mishpatim. What does mishpatim refer to? Mishpatim daike shem mitzvah sichlius. Mishpatim refers to those mitzvahs that a person can understand, and they have a reason. Even in the lowest level of mitzvahs, so to speak, mitzvahs that come down in understanding, even there Moshe Rabbeinu draws down the level of das. Ad ledas, the highest level of das. So the Rebbe is now connecting the two pirushim. The highest level of das, Moshe Rabbeinu is mamshich into the lowest level, into the place where the person is thinking al pi seichel. Even there he should feel the connection, not only the sensitivity of what he understands, but the connection to the very essence of the Eibishter.